Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick. Hello. We're having a look today at this, which is a huge tower. It's like a wizard's tower.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a pretty big build. That's a 28mm figure to give you the idea of the actual scale of the thing. It's actually huge.
Very big.
And it's multi-layered as well. So, shall we have a look at it?
Yeah.
Let's go around the outside first. This is the...
Staircase.
Technically, this would be the front, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be.
Would it be the front? That would technically be the front, there. You've got a wizard looking out from the window. So that's the front of it. Possibly. Might not be. And we spin round. That's the staircase on the outside to go up. You've got quite a big... You're going to cross a little lake, a little pond with a little hand in it. And you've got to walk all the way up. And then you've got to get all the way up there to get inside. So it's quite easy to defend. We've also got fire ports here to shoot out of, to defend it with. It's quite good. And you've got a little bit here where you can drop things.
Like hot oil.
Yeah. Oh, cooking oil. You could have the kitchen in there. Right, go into more details later. This is just the outside of it. And that's the other side of it. Not too bad. We've got a nice little platform here to stand around and do stuff. Look, there could be a skeleton there. We've got this fortified bit to defend it with. And that's the back. And then round to the far side. Yeah. That's the rear. That has to be the rear because that's where the toilet is.
Yep.
And this is the toilet, right in here. If you look inside, there's toilet inside there. And there's mess everywhere. And it goes down here. There's a little man drowning in it. And bits of toilet roll stuff. So that's quite good. So, shall we go close up?
Yes.
Right, we'll go close up. Just unhook. So, we're a bit more close up. So, that's the interior. You can see there's some stuff going on in there. And that's the toilet. That's quite disgusting down there, isn't it? There's a little man waving. I haven't put any water effect on yet because it's hard to get hold of it. We're finding it hard to get hold of a lot of stuff for obvious reasons, you know, the whole lockdown thing. And so I haven't got any water effect put in here, which I will do when I get round to it. But it's when we can get hold of the stuff. Just twist her around, and there we go. That's the top of the building there. Nice little watchtower on top. And we go down, that's the main entrance. Some rocky crags at the bottom. Moving round. Oops, that's actually moving the entire thing. Sorry. Right. Moving round, we have that side. That's the lake with a hand, and you got a little bit there where you can see there's a skeleton trying to get in, and there's a guard trying to stop him. One guard trying to stop him. There's a woman up there with a lantern. So yeah, these skeletons appear to be attacking. I don't know why skeletons are attacking. It's just some figures we had lying around that we just put on.
Maybe it's a necromancer.
It could be a necromancer. Oh, good idea. So why, hang on, that is a necromancer in that window.
There you go.
There, I can see the necromancer from here. So so are these people breaking in?
No, the necromancer's been held captive by them.
Ah, that's the plot. Right, did wonder. So that's there, and we twist it around. Oh, you know, I've learned. It's okay. And that's this is the boring end. Really, there's not really much going on this side. I don't know why there's a flaming torch there.
Why not?
No, it just is. So here we have it all here. It's quite good. So should we start taking it apart? Which is the best direction to take it apart?
Oh god.
Let's start with top down. So that's the roof. There's not much going on with this, but it does have a little platform on top. Maybe I could put something on top to make it more interesting. But here we have the wizard's room, and that's the wizard's room. There's a skeleton there, probably, as we said, necromancer.
Yep.
Yeah. Bookshelves, a potted plant for some reason.
I'd like you to mention the weird mirror.
Oh, the weird mirror. Oh, that's even better actually. If I can move this whole thing, can't I? No, we don't need to move the thing. I can move this. Right. That's the. Oh, oops. That's the weird mirror with a sort of. That's scary. That's a demon or something coming through, and that's a. Actually, that's a vampire. But vampires are necromancers, aren't they?
May I say that?
Yeah. Well, in D&D they are. So yeah, why not? Right, so we'll go around, and the vampire has a bed. Sorry, the necromancer has a bed. That's in case they're working late and they can't bother to go downstairs. They can just have a quick nap there while demons are spawning in this area here. Again, I haven't got any water effect, so that doesn't look as good as it would do. But what we've got is a bit of sort of green, fire, sand and water, which is what I was working with. And then we have the scary mirror. That's not bad. It's nice, that. So do you wanna? Oh yes. Right now, I can adjust it around here. Right. So we come up the stairs here. I haven't put the trapdoor in yet. That's my fault because I haven't got a spare trapdoor, but I will do. This is a small fighting room. So any guards can come up the stairs here. You've got a nice little fighting platform, and here's a defensible fighting platform that can fire down over the.
It would have to be over here.
Down there, yeah. So you got it's good. It's a defensive position, just so you can put some extra guards in. I'm sure that the necromancer themselves will be firing out of these windows with way more powerful weapons than the bow and arrow have been fired out of here.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about this side too much, but it's another defensive aspect to the building. Just move it. Right. Next room. This is the next room. What do we have?
A library.
A library.
For a librarian.
Do you want to take the roofs off? Right. So here we have a nice fighting platform, a set of stairs, and a fighting platform to fight from. And then we have the library, and here is the library. Lots of bookshelves. We've got a little desk with some books piled on it. We can't fill too much room up because we need to fit figures in.
Yeah.
So we sort of put one or two things in the room and then a few things around the walls because you don't want to fill it. And also I don't have them loose because they get rattled around and banged a lot. So for these ones I've stuck everything in place. So we have a nice library full of grimoires, possibly a Necronomicon knocking around, and a nice little pile of books, and he's been doing a lot of reading, clearly. Probably why they needed a nap. So that's the library right there. That's it. No. That way. Next room. Now this is the sort of entranceway. I know it's on the 3rd floor, but this is the entranceway to the building. So the troops come up here and into the building here. And you have 2 beds at the far side. Guards. That's the stairs going down below, and you have another bedroom with some food and stuff scattered on it. So you've got a few little rooms you can play with here. Then we have another fighting platform. This is the one that directly overlooks the entranceway. So it's an important defensive position, that one. And of course we have a fire port there to protect the stairs. And the most important thing of the entire building, the bathroom. Everybody needs a bathroom. There you go.
God, someone has to live near it and sleep near it. Ugh.
Yeah, the guards have to guard it, and so that's a bathroom. Luckily, you can have 4 guards at the same time. That means they probably have a bad chef, or there's a very large garrison. I'm assuming there isn't a huge garrison to this building, just a few peasants, a few guards defending it. But you need 4 at one time. That means that maybe at dinner times there's movement. So they go to the toilet there, and it falls down into the there, and that's the guy who fell through the hole. Oh, it's the guy who tried to break in. Either way, right. Oh, hang on, it's stuck. Why is it stuck? What's it stuck on? That's very strange. There must have been something sticky. Then we have this room. We have the kitchen, complete with an Aga, a fully functioning Aga. You can put tiny little loaves inside. Look, there's some loaves there. Sacks of grain and a table with some food on it, a few flagons. So this is the room where all the food is prepared. Right. So during the zombie apocalypse game, I'm going to be in this room because I'll have the food. Then we have this sort of open corridor, which you have the stairs down from the guard room there, and then the stairs you can see disappearing down that hole there. Can you see the stairs from here? If I lift it up, you can see. There we go. That's the stairs down there. And so we'll go down to the basement, and there's a knoll. Who put the knoll there?
I didn't.
I didn't put the knoll there. Okay, so we have a knoll who apparently lives here. That makes sense, doesn't it, really?
Sure.
Yeah, the knoll came through. I mean, usually we have ghouls in this room, so clearly no one could find a ghoul. Right. So this is the storage area. It's the lowest part of the fortress. You can't get into it from outside. It's where you put all your grain and all your supplies and stuff, because it's the most solid part of the building. And if you can get past the knoll, there's a nice little table. He's been having dinner. He's got some, red apples or tomatoes and some bread. That's nice. Set of stairs going upstairs. And a well. Now, for some games, because we're using this for the roleplay, some games, there might be a way to the well from outside.
Yeah.
So it might be a way of sneaking in. I mean, obviously the way I'd go in is this way, up through the rear. That's where I'd go. Funnily enough, in castles, no one really tended to try and get up there.
No.
Because all castles had a place where it was open, undefended, and it's where people went to the bathroom. No one ever attacked that direction. Well, that guy tried. Well, I love that guy. Yeah, you were complaining about this, weren't you, earlier? When I built it, you made an observation about things I build.
Yeah, you always have like a hand or a person sticking out of water.
Yes, I have to. It's a thing. Even with Tyrannid, I've just based a load of Tyrannids up, and some of them have some pools. I've got a little hand coming out of the pool. Yeah. It's a Space Marine hand this time, though, just to look good. And there's a little hand poking out there. Oh, poor chap. It will look a lot better when it's got water effect on, because it will actually look like liquid water. So that will look like a proper, hence the shading I've already done, but when you put the water effect on, it really makes it look deep. Those dark bits look really deep, and it looks good. And that, I am hoping, will look absolutely disgusting when it's got water effect on. I think when that's got water effect on, it's going to look amazing.
Amazing, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm going to put some down the side as well, so it's glistening. You know, where people have... I'm not sure what their diet is, but it doesn't look very good,
well, when your chef, by the looks of it, is a knoll.
Oh, the chef, yes, good point. The chef appears to be a knoll, so... I don't know what you're going to be eating. It's whatever the knoll can catch. Maybe one of the servants disappears at some point. This meat's rather tough. Okay, we'll just leave you to it. So, let's pan back. That is, if I can get the camera wide enough, the entire thing. There's a lot. There's a lot going on here. It was a huge build. Can you go and get the original model?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I should have thought about this.
You want to put it together?
Yeah, I will reassemble this. I'll reassemble it. You which way goes right? So that goes there. That's very nice. And the next room is could be any of them. It's this one. This goes on top. There we go, and that's the main entranceway. and then this is the next part, just there. We need to put the roofs back on. The roofs are all designed to slot in, so the roofs are all removable, so when we play the game you can just pop a roof off as to whatever room you're in, and we can keep the tower assembled as much as possible depending on what we're doing with it. So there we go, and then the roof section, which way around does this go? That way? That way, that's it, there she goes. Which is the best way to look at it?
Yeah, that's right.
Will that do? Right. And the final part is that, and I'll put the skeleton on the roof. So I'll just put the camera on here. That's the, oops. Right, nearly done. Now I'll just move it back. There we go. Now, ages and ages and ages back, we did 10mm, didn't we?
Yeah,
And we did a lot of fantasy in 10mm. We did all sorts of stuff in 10mm. And during our 10mm games, we did a Necromancer army. Was it your army, that one?
No, mine was lizards.
You had lizards. Right, so someone had a Necromancer army, and I built a bit of scenery for each army. And this is the original 10mm scale Wizard's Tower. And at that angle, you can see that that one at the back is this 10mm. This is the 10mm version, and that at the back there is the 28mm version. I really hope it's in focus now. You can't tell with this camera. I should have used the GoPro really. But yes, that's the bathroom there, and yeah, it's quite good. That's the 10mm version, and you can see it's got water effect on. We're losing the light now, so you can't really see it very well. But that's the water effect there, and the water effect there. So I was going for the same sort of look. So that's, I'll put them next to each other, like that. It still has a few bits and bobs to do on it. I want to put a winch on here, and I want to put a telescope up and stuff like that. But this is we can play with this as it is.
Yeah.
There's a few additions I want to do. I haven't finished the water effect, obviously. There's a few bits I want to put a few bits of stuff lying around. But this is the model as it's finished at the moment. So what do you think?
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It's pretty good. Building it was fun. I built it floor by floor. So I did one entire floor at a time. So I started originally with the basement, and I built up and up using the 10mm model as a guide. I had to do I couldn't do it exactly the same as the 10mm model, because I have to fit a floor in that you can put figures in. Whereas when I built the 10mm version, it was just knocking together just stick anything anywhere you want. But it's a fully functioning building with all the rooms you need, and it's great. It's got everything you need to play a game.
Yeah.
And it's a great little roleplay aid. And we're going to be doing Mordheim, and have a go at Frostgrave as well. The buildings are Frostgrave, Mordheim, interchangeable really. So we have little teams with wizards and stuff, and we can also use it for roleplay as well. So D&D. So yeah, that's it. That's the Wizard's Tower, a 28mm scale Wizard's Tower, complete with skeletons and people.
Yep.
I should mention all the figures are Frostgrave. The skeletons are the new Frostgrave figures that we just did an unboxing of, and the soldiers are all Frostgrave as well. That's it. Any questions?
I think people will have two questions.
Go on. What questions do you think people will have?
Well, question one is an easy question.
Go on.
What made you want to actually build it that big?
Well, I wasn't I wasn't thinking about size. I just started building. And then I ended up a floor higher than I thought it was going to go. Because I wanted a living area, and I wanted a nice big library, and I wanted a wizard's chamber. So to fit everything in, I ended up with the extra floor. But it was as big as it needed to be. And we've got a big shelf which is empty at the moment, which is where it stands. So it has a place to go. Our new 40k projects, I have not got a clue where to put them, which is why I haven't started building them yet. What are our 40k projects?
What do you mean?
We've already talked about it.
How we know?
The spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see, we're planning. We've been working ever since I read Wolfbane. Actually, really, ever since I read Flight of the Eisenstein. But when I read Wolfbane, you have this bit where they board a ship, and they're all fighting deck to deck in the ship for everything. And what I was thinking of is building a 6 foot by 4 foot ship interior with a docking bay on one side, and the docking bay would fit our Thunderhawk models. So you could actually have Thunderhawks docked in bay, and Storm Eagles. You have platforms for your Storm Eagles and your Thunderhawks to actually have in dock.
Would it be the size of the gaming table?
Yes, that's the whole idea. So we'd have that as the whole thing, and the other half. The docking bay will be half the table, about 3 foot by 4 foot, and the rest of the table will be the bridge and engineering.
Is that what we used to that dwarf game before we even did YouTube? Remember when the Holiday House had dwarves?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Different rooms were built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be a bit like a dungeon, but it'll be a spaceship. But the docking bay the idea of the docking bay would be to be able to actually have ships hanging, like docked. I think that would look absolutely awesome. But the problem is, I know we've got a big house, but we have a new human coming. A brand new Space Marine will be arriving in the next 2 months. So we've now lost a storage room, really, because the brand new Space Marine is going to need that room.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think a small human, being as small as they are when they're born, would need so much stuff. We have cots and cradles and those things you push babies in. All this stuff, it takes half the bedroom up, and we've got a huge bedroom. Right? The bedroom used to be practically empty. It just had the bed and a big wardrobe, chest of drawers. That's all we had in it. And it was a nice, big, open, spacious bedroom, so you couldn't bang your legs when you walk in at night. Now it's half of it's full of baby stuff. So, yeah. Babies get in the way of gaming. It's a big downside to gaming. Anyway, let us know what you think about this project. I have 2 more buildings I want to build for this, and then the rest will just be normal Mordheim type buildings, which we've already got. So as Cthulhu stuff will work just as well, because it's ye olde.
Yeah.
But there's 2 other projects I want to do with this, but they're not as big as this one. This is the big one. I want to do the big one first. The next one is an inn, based on the inn at Bree, which is quite nice, which will be a lot more flatter. Which we will have space on the other shelf for that, so I already have space for that as well. And the other one is a small fortress, like a mini watchtower, based on the one in the Angmar thing for Middle-earth roleplay. But you probably don't play that, so don't worry about it. But I like the building, because we spent a lot of time in there when we were doing roleplay, and I think that would be an interesting building to build. And the next one, of course, is going to be our 40k project, which is I'm still all in the air. That is, I don't know.
5 years later.
5 years later, yeah. But it is something. I mean, we have the Space Wolves, we have everything we need for the game. It's just we don't have the building, and I just think having a gaming table made up of a ship would be interesting, because there would be a lot of open spaces for your heavy weapons. It's not all cramped corridors. It's big, huge open spaces where 2 robots can walk at the same time and stuff. So it's going to be good. But that's when we get around to it. At the moment, it's we just finished 13th Warrior, nearly. It's almost finished, and we're currently doing Frostgrave. So, yeah. So what we're going to be doing next?
You just said.
No, I mean YouTube.
Oh god. Oh, we'll do some samurai skirmishes.
You want to do samurai next?
Yeah.
Right. So we'll do a few samurai games next. We have some. We've gone ordering with the shop that has the workshop that has games. It's on its way. Apparently, it's been posted today, so that's quite good. So we're gonna have some unboxings coming up soon, which will be Emperor's. No. Thousand Sons.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thousand Sons. Yeah. So we've already done Emperor's Children. It's all going to be Zinch and Chaos. Basically, that's the next unboxing we'll be doing. But other than that, stick with us. We should be doing Japanese samurai.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we are planning on a samurai campaign, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we're going to do it the same as the our most popular campaign, which was before all the troubles. The Roman campaign we did.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a samurai campaign based around the same thing. But don't worry about it. So you'll see it when you see it. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And
Comment down below.
comment if you feel like it. Just tell us how awesome it is. It's great. And that's it. Thank you for watching. It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him.
Goodbye.